Welcome back. Mr. Paparazzi Darren Lyons has made headlines again after throwing his hat in for the race for Geelong Mayor. But before all of that, he was a photographer in the Bosnian War and told Brett all about it.
Hi, this is Brett Ritchie and we're at the Elephant and Castle Hotel in Geelong, owned by Mr. Darren Lyons. Today we're here to talk to him about his time in the Bosnian War. Darren Lyons is his name and is a brand known all around the world for his paparazzi company and his exotic lifestyle. A Geelong boy who still has property in Geelong as well as some of the world's more exotic places. He has yachts, cars and a hairstyle like no other. If you haven't heard of him, you've probably seen his pictures in a magazine or paper somewhere around the world. What a lot of people don't know is that Darren is an accomplished photographer in his own right and was a photographer during the Bosnian War. Darren Lyons, welcome to Pulse TV.
Thanks, mate. Great to be here.
There's a couple of photos around here. We want to talk a bit today about your time as a war photographer. I don't know if a lot of people knew about that during the Bosnian War.
The war, for me, within my autobiography, probably some of the most passionate written parts. It's really funny that you spend a lot of time rethinking what could have been, and there were very, you talk about coming from Geelong and loving the Geelong cats as I do. You talk about a cat has 9 lives, not that the cats have had 9 lives this year, but I certainly have in my lifetime. It was also a situation where I remember Christmas Eve on my phone trying to get through to Australia to wish everyone happy Christmas, and I was being shot at right on the border, right, all the windows coming out, and I was under the bed speaking to my mother on Christmas Day, saying I'm going in tomorrow, and she goes, "What's all that noise in the background?" And I said, "Oh, don't worry, Mum, it's only the TV," which wasn't the truth because I didn't want to worry her. I mean, I remember sitting as we went over the next morning, coming into the country. The trip from the border into Timisoara, it was pretty hairy. We were held up by probably an 8 or 9 year old kid that kept saying bon bon, bon bon, and I thought it was boom, 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 boom. And I said to my co-reporter, Geraint Jones, I said, "This bloke's going to shoot us," and he had a 303. You know, that's how backward the war was. The kid, this young kid, had obviously lost his whole family, and we went through a village, and he was the only sole living person with dead bodies strewn everywhere. He was the only survivor, but he was surviving probably with his dad's gun, and we gave him some lollies and some food, and all of a sudden he waved us on our way. So that was just one of the many stories.
There's a picture up behind us here of a man laying dead in a stairwell. Can you tell us about that picture?
That was a situation where I was pretty exhausted after 2 days of fighting, and I was in this little apartment / hotel. I wouldn't even call it that. And I just come in to get a couple of hours kip really, and just crashed in my flat jacket. I still had my helmet on. I call it 7 steps from death because when I woke up, I got my gear on and walked down to I think I was on the 3rd floor, walked down to the bottom, and he'd got up at least 4 flights of stairs ready to shoot me in the head, checking out. They were basically cleaning out all the properties to kill people. And I was lucky enough to find him. Someone had shot him in the back of the head 7 steps from my room. So I was the next to get a bullet hole in the head in the middle of the night. But I think, it was a telling time of my life, and one that I don't reflect on very often, but it's one that probably the time of my life that I was most extremely proud.
Mate, we must leave it there. We could talk for hours about photos, your political stuff, cars, yachts. Darren Lyons, thank you very much for being on Pulse TV. We really appreciate it, mate.
Thanks very much. Indeed, thank you.
Thanks, Brett. Now here's Sue at the Glass Pavilion on the waterfront at the launch of Geelong's very own music festival.
Hi, we're here at the launch of the Motor City Music Festival here in Geelong at the waterfront. I'm squashed here between 2 lovely gentlemen, music greats, Chris Wilson.
Hello, how are you everybody?
And Wayne Jury.
G'day.
Welcome to Pulse Television. Now we're here, as I said, to celebrate the opening, the launch of a great festival that's coming to Geelong. Tell me what your thoughts are on this blues festival.
Well, I think it's really exciting. I think it's something that Geelong has needed for quite a while.
And I think it is important because we've had a lot of live music places closing down, unfortunately, over the time. So how important then is it to get these young bands noticed and up and running, because they don't seem to have the avenues anymore here in Geelong or even Melbourne in a lot of places?
Absolutely true. It's the future. The young people playing music out there are the future of music in Australia, you know, and especially for Geelong. And as Chris said, you know, Geelong's got a really rich history of great musicians coming from Geelong. And over recent years, there hasn't been a lot of avenues for them to express themselves in Geelong, and they all go to Melbourne. So, you know, it'll give focus to the music community here. It's a great thing.
I'm here with Patrick Donovan, CEO of Music Victoria. Patrick, burning question, what do you think this festival means to Geelong, or what's it going to do for Geelong?
Well, I think what it'll do is it'll really engender a lot of pride in the Geelong music scene. We're about to start up the first ever Victorian Music Awards, and I can't reveal too much, but Geelong artists feature very prominently. You've got the amazing history of artists here, and you've got some brilliant artists around at the moment, and I really feel like it'll engender real pride in this town of what the music scene has to offer, and that you don't need to drive down to Melbourne to go and see the best music. I feel like you've got the talent here, and I think a festival's great for the community, for everyone getting everyone together. There's no better sort of way. It's like the new church, a festival. That's where people congregate and sort of have a good time, and there's going to be a lot of local bands playing, as well as some coming up from Melbourne as well. So, I mean, every other town down here and city southwest has got a festival, so it's about time Geelong had one. So I can't wait to get down for it.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks. We're here with the beautiful Sophia Katos, who's just finished performing. Sophia, tell us what you think this festival means for Geelong.
There's so much talent in Geelong, so I think it's going to be really good for fostering that and showcasing artists, which is great. And Geelong needs a festival. We're a big city. It's about time. And I'm so excited about it. I'm going to be there. If I'm not performing, I'm going to be there. So I think it's great for Geelong. It's going to bring a lot of people in, and we're a musical place, and we just need to support that more.
Absolutely. Thanks, Sophie. We're here with the man behind the Motor City Music Festival here in Geelong. Hugo Armstrong, welcome to Pulse Television.
Thank you, and congratulations on what you've done with Pulse TV. I have been watching.
Good boy. Well done. Yeah, I'll take those congratulations for everyone at Pulse Television. Tell us about this amazing festival that's coming up in March.
Well, it's Geelong's own. It's coming up on the March long weekend. It's at the showgrounds, and Friday, Saturday's an over 18s event, and Sunday we're going to do a great big family day.
Sounds amazing. What sort of music, what lineup are we going to expect?
Well, you've got to wait for the lineup tonight. As I said, you only ever get to launch a festival once, and I think the take-home message is Geelong's having its own music festival, and it seems a little bit odd that the second largest city in Victoria doesn't have its own festival. Everyone's got one, but I really think we need one. It's a great news story for Geelong. There is going to be rock and blues and roots music, but I'll tell you more about that in weeks to come.
So if people want to find more information, where would they go to?
motorcitymusicfestival.com.au.
Fantastic. Thank you for your time tonight.
Thanks for coming. We really appreciate it, and well done to the Pulse.
From the carousel down here on Geelong's beautiful waterfront, I'm Sue for Pulse Television.